know something we're not supposed to? There was a little Danish World leaky leak that slipped through the cracks. There's also a mystery that I literally could not figure out, as well as some small complaints regarding some tunes. Let's get into it. But before I get into anything too crazy, there's some crazy speculations going on that are actually backed by fact. So if you go over to Dandy, you will see that you can buy game passes. And as of right now, there's only 2 of them. There's the Star Time Cosmetic Pack and the Showtime Cosmetic Pack. And you see, these game passes are the only things inside of Danny's World that are hidden behind a game pass, which means spending Robux. However, there has been a recent development that has had people going literally crazy. Just in my DMs, dude. It's like freaking disco party. I have to turn off my freaking notifications. Either way, we caught wind of this test pass. Ow! That's not part of the video. Sorry. I just like barely knocked my hand on my... Ow! But I don't know the context or how it was found. But someone sent me this screenshot of how there is a test pass that was added to Danny's World, which essentially guarantees that in some capacity, we will be getting something that is going to be added to the game passes. Well, my friends, there has been a lot of different speculations regarding what that game pass could possibly be. The hottest speculation is regarding the next update. You see, many people believe that this game pass, the RP mode, and something that we've talked about before. Quite literally a thumbnail that I made. So I made this thumbnail because I was so extremely confident that in this next update, we are going to be able to play as the roleplay Toons. And the reason for why I thought that was the grounds of this message that was sent who knows how long ago. But Quill asked if the Dangerous World fans would like the idea of Toon handlers being in roleplay mode. And as you can see, the majority of people said yes, which then elected this response of how Quill would, in fact, like to add the Toon handlers into roleplay mode. But obviously, no time soon. This post was over a year ago. Literally a year ago. So I think that is enough time. But the reason why so many people are coming to the conclusion that the game pass is going to be for the Toon handlers is because of this right here. I don't know if I should make it a game pass or free. I think it'd be cool if it were a free update to RP mode though, instead of a game pass, and instead to fund the game a bit more I put out UGC. I have to see though. Well, JD's and Littleman, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to put 2 and 2 together. We see that there's a test pass. They are adding a game pass to the game. We then see this, where they said that they will eventually add Toon handlers into RP mode. No time soon. It's quite literally been 14 months since that was posted. And in the text, she's saying, I don't know if I should make it a game pass or free. Well, all you lovely astronauts out there, yeah, it's probably gonna be a game pass for the Toon handlers. But, what if it isn't? What if this isn't actually a red herring? Because when in the past have we ever seen a leak of there being a test game pass in Danny's World? That's right, wait for it, freaking never. What if the Toons actually are gonna be free and the game pass is for something else? Now, how cool would that be? And I have an idea. And my justification for it and my wishful thinking comes from the grounds of an old game I used to play that Dandy's World actually takes inspiration from. Actually, by fact. And that game is none other than Dead by Daylight. I freaking love Dead by Daylight. And a cool little unique feature that's inside of Dead by Daylight that could easily be put into Danny's World is something called charms. So inside of Dead by Daylight, you can navigate to the customizations of the character you're playing. And when you buy skins, you can literally change like the top piece with the bottom piece, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the charms. As you can see here, there are these individual, unique little, for lack of a better word, trinkets that hang on machines that you complete inside of Dead by Daylight. How unique and quirky would it be if you could literally put your own individual charm on each machine? For example, can you pull out the bracelet? Like, what if you had a little friendship bracelet on a machine? How cool would that be? And the reason why I'm also down with this is because the biggest part of the update is literally the machine type. Not the roleplay update. No. This isn't the roleplay update. This is the machine type update. So, why would they not add something like that to machines? Once again, don't shoot the messenger. That's just an idea I had. I spent way more time talking about that than I meant to. So either way, let's go ahead and move on to something a little bit more, well, debatey. When the Christmas tunes first came out, so many people were extremely upset because they said how they were just copies of other tunes. We all know this. Ginger has basically the same exact ability as Cosmo, but just literally worse. Cole has the same ability as Pebble, but it's just worse. Except it is a little bit more unique because it's an active ability and it works for everyone. So Cole low-key gets the pass. However, Rudy, Antler Charge, is pretty much a carbon copy of Floaty Dash. Like, almost exactly. So, a lot of people didn't like that. Even though I think it makes sense, and I still like it. To this day, I still like it. There's some new tunes that people are thrown under the bus, which I've brought this up so many times. But only recently did people decide to care. It's not when I care. It's when you guys care. No, but for real, they only have 2 small differences. That's it. And it's regarding Shelly and Fen. So, if you look at their stats, they are almost identical. The only difference being that Shelly is a main tune, so she gets an extra star. So she has a 5-star skill check. And with that being said, they both have a passive ability. Shelly's being where she can give a boost of movement speed when any machine is completed, where Fen gets a speed boost every time he completes a machine. So, there's actually a lot of tunes like this. We named some before, but let's see what people say. Also, Gigi and Shelly have the same exact extraction/skill check, except Gigi has 1 star less stamina, which should be okay if you're experienced. And also, Gigi can gamble, which is really OP, but if you're looking for consistency, Shelly is better. Which has nothing to do with the 2 characters being similar. This does, and I don't really agree with this, actually. Who would have thought making characters limited to 2 abilities would make them have a lot of stat overlap and essentially all play the same? I understand that it is natural to have a lot of overlap in an asymmetric game, but if you wanted to, you could make it distinctly different. However, I understand where it's coming from. I understand why there is that overlap. Just thought that was fun. Either way, let's move on to a guessing game. Again, I've done this last time. You guys like it. I like it. We have to figure out what these 6 tunes have in common. Okay, Skeleton Man, rack your brain. Immediately, I'm thinking active ability. They all have an active ability, right? Tisha, active. Brusha, toggle. Crap. Well, that shot that down pretty fast. I wonder if they all have the same skill chance or something like that. So that shuts it down pretty fast. Oh, wait. They both have 4. Why is my brother calling me right now? I've been interrupted. Sorry. This is so off topic again. I've been interrupted 3 times in this recording. I'm only half an hour in so far. How do I get interrupted 3 different times? Do they not know I'm playing a very important game right now? All right, does Flutter have a 4-star extraction or skill check? Yeah, absolutely not. Wait, am I a moron? Wait, why do some of these characters have an Iker Leak symbol next to them? Wait, what? Flutter, Connie, and Blot all have the Iker Leak symbol next to their name. What? Is it because they can pass through? I'm so distracted. Sorry. Okay, what do these smoky boys have in common? Because they're not all girls. Close, but Glisten doesn't count. Allegedly. Ginger's the wild card. Maybe something to do with trinkets? That would be no. Hold on, let me see what the comment section thinks. I know this one. They're from Dandy's World. Who let bro cook? Wait, yeah, duh. Dude, they're all from Danny's World. Nah, I give up. Their twisted trinkets are used for work/school. Light bulbs for electrician stuff. Feather duster for cleaning. Paint bucket for art. Icing for baking. Mirror for auto. And diary for what is basically a journal. It sounds far-fetched because it is. No, that is obscenely, obtusely far-fetched. What if they just literally threw these 6 together as a meme? What if they literally have nothing in common and they're like, I'm just gonna make everyone scramble in the comments to figure it out? That would be funny. Regardless, I accidentally yapped way too much this video. I didn't really mean to, so I'm sorry if it was kind of boring, but like, I did have fun. Either way, the biggest thing, the main premise is, what do you guys think is gonna be under the game passes realistically, yeah, it probably is going to be Toon handlers, but if it wasn't, what is something that you could see yourself spending actual money, real life currency, to have in Danny's world that you couldn't grind for? Like, what would be something that you think makes sense to be hidden behind a paywall? Something that probably doesn't change gameplay a whole lot, but can very well be unique to you, is what I'm thinking. Either way, love y'all, appreciate y'all, and I'll see you guys all again soon. Later!